Okay, that music and those helmets mean only one thing. It is time for the Jack in the Box High School Football Report, the Saturday edition. Here we go with the O'Day Irish, the top team in 3A, taking on Mount Spokane. If you like scoring, this was not your game. Milton Hopkins with a quarterback sneak from the 1-inch line to make it 7-0. O'Day ran the ball nearly the entire game, and their defense was solid as well. Jalen Dixon with the bull rush and the sack. Both teams traded field goals. Mount Spokane had a chance to tie it late, but incomplete out of the back of the end zone on 4th down. Not the way they drew it up, but O'Day is moving on with a close 10-3 win.
You know, to hold them to 3 points and their defense holding us to 10 points, you know, you can say the defense has played really well.
They were locking us up in the run game, so we had to show our other parts of our game, and thankfully we were making the right catches, making the right plays when we needed, and we just came out with the win.
And on a collision course with the Irish Eastside Catholic, they met Bellevue this afternoon. Wolverines, we know they love to run the football, but they surprised teams with the pass. Bryson Sleeper to Tim Underwood for 35 yards to the 1-yard line. Bellevue scored on the next play. Crusaders came alive in the second quarter, however. Kobe Masao to G. Scott Jr. in stride for the touchdown, and the next trip down the field, the same connection. Masao to G. Scott Jr. all day to throw the ball. Scott with a nice grab, and he was able to hold on to the ball. Plenty of touchdowns for Eastside as they advance. 50-21 is the final in that one. This week's Player of the Week still hoping to end up in the 3A state title game. Lincoln quarterback Caden Filer moved the Abe's offense up and down the field last Friday in a 49-28 win over Seattle Prep. Filer was an efficient 23 of 28 for 320 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no turnovers. The win put Lincoln into the 3A quarterfinals for only the second time in the last 5 years. Filer said consistency was key and has been all season.
Just felt like any other game. I've been doing it all season. You know, some of my teammates call me Dimes. I love the nickname, but you know, I just put it in the right spot for them where they can make a play. And they always make it for me.
We have great O-line, we have running backs, we have receivers who can catch, and so just him being able to, you know, not feel like he has to do it all, I think that frees him up to play really well like he has been the last 4 or 5 weeks.
The season that Dimes is having is a surprise to no one who's faced Lincoln. The Abe's program has had a high-powered offense for the past 7 years with quarterbacks like Jordan Kitna, Joey Sinclair, and now Filer, a 3-year starter. The players have a deep commitment to their practices, led by head coach Matsuki Matsumoto. He took over the program after John Kitna left in 2014. The team is more balanced than ever, and that's no coincidence.
There's been a lot of days where it's just been me and my receivers out here working at like 5 in the morning when no one else is watching. Over time, we've got really good. The coach was like, all right, we can start spreading it out and passing more, and then we just showed off what we worked for.
We started January 13th and 5:45 a.m. and in the season it's a grind, and they've just again embraced it, and they've done it for each other, and it's a special group for sure.
We're going to stay in 3A now. Another high-powered showdown as undefeated Marysville Pilchuck went down to take on Lincoln. The Abe's jumped out to a big lead in this one. Caden Filer to Julian Simon, 51 yards down the sideline to make it 21-0 Lincoln. Tommy's answered by capitalizing on turnovers. Jordan Justice got outside, 24 yards to get Pilchuck within 7 points. But Lincoln, they're opportunistic as well. After a botched punt, Filer, our reigning player of the week, finds Josiah Snow Marshall in the back of the end zone and a great toe tap to keep it in bounds. Lincoln into the semifinals for the first time ever, a 56-21 win. And let's talk 2A now. Steilacoom and Prosser also in the quarterfinals. In the last Friday night game of the year, Chance McDonald to Logan Brady for a 12-yard score. That was a good play, but the best move is to get the ball to Emeka Egbuka, the swing pass, and Egbuka does the rest. A nice juke, a 51-yard touchdown for Egbuka, and even with all that offense, Steilacoom didn't put this one away until the fourth quarter. Rasun Williams from 6 yards out, 41-15 the final as they reach the semifinals for the first time in school history. And now let's move on to 4A, the quarterfinals, as Mount Si met Lake Stevens in what was a surprisingly low-scoring game. It was 3-2 late in the second quarter. Baseball score, basically, when Dallas Landeros went in to make it 9-3 Lake Stevens. Wildcats answered before the half. Cole Nora took the pitch, 2-yard touchdown, Mount Si up 10-9 at the break. The upset was brewing. And then Clay Millen hit Andrew Mustafi from 34 yards out. Mount Si with the biggest upset of the playoffs so far as they take down Lake Stevens 24-22. Time now for the defensive play of the week, brought to you by All City Fence. And for that, we go back to the Lincoln game and a crucial defensive turnover. Pilchuck was down early. Jake Elwood has his pass tipped by Jeremiah Nocia at the line of scrimmage. The ball goes right to Jedediah Hayes, and guess what? He goes 56 yards the other way. Pick six touchdown for Lincoln. They led the entire game on the way to that 56-21 win I told you about. Jedediah Hayes, the All-City Fence defensive play of the week. And that is going to do it for high school football tonight. That's also going to do it for us here in Philly. The Seahawks kick off at 10 a.m. My prediction, Seattle 27, Philadelphia 23. For now, in Philadelphia, Chris Francis, KIRO 7 News.